In this republic, we don't turn off your mic. Join us on Bright Republic, weekdays, 8 a.m. Get ready.
A very beautiful good morning to you, my listener. Time check is 7 minutes past 8 a.m. on our studio clock, and it's about time to have a fantastic conversation this morning. My name is Ezimo Victory, and this is just me welcoming you to Bright Republic on Bright FM 98.7. We're excited to kick off the day as we dive into the top news stories making the headlines in today's newspaper. And of course, we would love to hear from you. So feel free to join in the conversation by calling in or sending us a WhatsApp message. So let me just rule out the numbers that you can use to get across to us this morning. On WhatsApp, if you want to send us a text or a voice note, 0901 615 0614. Let's take that WhatsApp number again, 0901 615 0614. And for our call line, in case you want to get across to us directly, 0808 704 1217. Let's take that one again. That's our call number, 0808 704 1217. And we're right on social media. That's on Facebook and on YouTube at Bright FM Abuja. Bright FM Abuja. So please subscribe, follow, join in the conversation. We would appreciate that very much. So settling, let's get into today's headlines together. This is Bright Republic. I'll be right back. As usual, we're going to begin by just running through all of the headlines that we're going to be working on or discussing for this morning. Let's begin with what's on the nation this morning. ICPC tracks 610 billion naira constituency projects in 21 states, including the FCT. ICPC tracks 610 billion naira constituency projects in 21 states, including the FCT. Now, moving forward to the nation still on still, halt Lukarawa's invasion now. Senate challenges military. That's on the nation. Halt Lukarawa's invasion now. Senate challenges the military. Moving forward to Punch, Band A customers protest 2-hour power supply. Band A customers protest 2-hour power supply. That's on Punch newspaper. And the nation, Navy dismantles 23 illegal refining sites. That's on the nation. The Navy dismantles 23 illegal refining sites. And the Nation newspaper on Guardian this morning, Senate sacks CCT chairman Umar. Senate sacks CCT chairman Umar. That's on the Guardian newspaper. Still on the Guardian this morning, FG alerts Nigerians to fake sugar in the market. FG alerts Nigerians to fake sugar in the market. That's on the Guardian newspaper this morning. Now, moving forward, or still on the Guardian, food insecurity threatens Nigeria's stability future, says Minister. Food insecurity threatens Nigeria's stability future. That's on the Guardian. Now, still on the Guardian, terrorists using young girls as suicide bombers, sex slaves. That's General Laka on that one, and this is on the Guardian. Terrorists are using young girls as suicide bombers, sex slaves. General Laka on this one, and that's on the Guardian newspaper. Still on the Guardian, ACF backed Northern candidate to unseat Tinubu in 2027. That's on the Guardian. ACF backs Northern candidate to unseat Tinubu in 2027. That's on the Guardian newspaper. On leadership, Kano children seek improved security in schools. On leadership, Kano children seek improved security in schools. That's on leadership. And on the Punch, Dangote resumes U.S. crude purchase after 3 months. Dangote resumes U.S. crude purchase after 3 months. That's on Punch this morning. On Blueprint, FCT police investigate extortion of motorists by traffic officers in Kubwa. That's on Blueprint. FCT police investigate extortion of motorists by traffic officers in Kubwa. That's on Blueprint. That's all of it for the headlines that we're going to be touching this morning. All right, so let's get started with our conversation this morning. Good morning, Mr. Celestine.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kebby.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are we doing this morning?
We are very fine.
What do you think about the rundown?
Today is going to be something
Today's going
else.
to be a hot day. Kebby, what do you think about these headlines?
Today,
This is going to be a great day. Okay, so let me just roll out the call lines one more time. Because we expect or we encourage you, to call in and, contribute to the conversation. For WhatsApp, in case you want to get across to us, for WhatsApp, 0901 615 0614 0901 615 0614. For our call line, 0808 704 1217. Okay, let's roll out the conversation. I'm even doing like, which one should I pick, which one should I not? Because the story is a lot. Now we're going to start with the nation. Senate challenges military to halt Lukarawa's invasion now. So let's look into that story properly. Now, the Nigerian Senate has urged troops to eliminate the ISIS-backed terrorist group, that's Lukarawa, which has infiltrated the northern parts of Kebbi and Sokoto states. The group's presence was alerted by the defense headquarters last month, and they have since carried out attacks in Kebbi state, killing over 20 people. Now, the Senate resolved to maintain a vigilance in affected communities, work with security agencies and communities to halt further incursions, and called on the federal government to assess damaged communities. Senator Yahaya Abdullahi sponsored a motion titled Urgent Need for Federal Government to Take Stringent Measures to Stop the Infiltration of Lukarawa. Now, Deputy Senate President Barrow Jibrin noted that the development represents a new dimension to insecurity in the area, drawing parallels with Boko Haram's emergence in Borno State. Now, Senator Adamu Aliyu and Waziru Tambuwal emphasized the need for swift action to nip the threat in the bud. Acting Chief of Staff Olufemi Oluyede has ordered troops to step up action against terrorists and bandits without hesitation. He charged officers and soldiers on the front line to be fearless and courageous in battling violent criminals. There's a lot with this now, but I think the interesting part is, Senate challenging the military to halt this invasion. Now, Mrs. Sele, let's begin with you.
That sounds very interesting. To halt the invasion.
Please hold your thoughts. Kebby, you know that this morning when I and Kebby saw the headline, the first thing that Kebby said was, is this not how they said that these people are daring our president in the face? Since that time up until now, what have they done?
As in, we are funny people anyway. It's a cruise. Niger is a cruise, so we keep seeing drama every day. Was it not since last week that we were talking about how this is going on, and our president was on a troop with almost the people that mattered in that aspect. That is Nigeria for you. Now, Senate is coming to challenge the military. Are you challenging them by words? What action have you taken? We talked about, I think it was yesterday, how our military is under equipped compared to these guys.
Because we lost how many of them?
So is it coming out to challenge them, or you doing the right thing, equipping them? I supposed to be hearing how Nigerian government have brought in troops of ammunition and armories for these men. But instead of us having it, they keep doing what they do: sit down, discuss, and collect allowance.
We're looking at so far so good. Over 20 people. That's the one that we saw.
That is the one that news captured. I told you the other day. If the newspaper says 20 persons died, my dear, at least 100 are gone.
Mr. Sele, that's exaggeration.
At least 100. No, we know how it is.
I told you, Mr. Sele, there's hard news and there's soft news.
Yes, you people prefer soft
We
news
prefer the soft
to the
news.
detriment of Nigerians. It is not fair.
No, you see, one thing that's actually making me smile this morning is that same news that came out and said these people are daring the president, and whoever dares the president has made a grave mistake. And I was thinking at that moment like this,
The next thing will be
I'm telling you.
I was thinking at that moment.
That was what we talked about that day, and we said this is enough ginger, right? In fact, for me, I was excited because I'm like, now that these people have dead the it's not like they've not been daring other president, but now that they've dead President Tinubu, by infiltrating other states and killing his citizens, that he's going to like.
In fact, the next action, the next news I was looking out for was maybe the chief of army staff or one of these military chiefs coming out to give his people as in a kind of a charge that I give you till so days that president have done this. The government have provided this and this. So it is on you now. I give you so days to do this.
Which day were we talking about this particular Lucarawas? And I think it was the farmers when they were coming out to talk about how that the people that these people have been killing are farmers, and they talked about how that these people are using sophisticated weapons. Yes. And it was yesterday when we're having the conversation about the military people who lost their lives in serving their country, that we're asking the Nigerian government, right? Are they even providing the necessary things that our military needs to fight insecurity and fight? Because I like that you called it a war. It's a war.
Yes, it's a war.
It's a war. As far as we're losing lives. We need to come to the point where we understand that every life matters in this country. And it is not okay that every time we're praying prayers like, may Nigeria never happen to you. It means that Nigeria is eating its own.
Yeah.
So our military people, they have wives, they have families. Do you understand? They should be able to go into battle or go into this war properly equipped. Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? So I don't like that, for every time these people are coming to release statements, these other people are coming to release statements, and we're not really seeing, the effect of the heavy statements that they make heavy.
So now that they are saying that the military should invade, what are they giving them to use to invade these people? Because you can't just tell people to go there empty-handed. Because to me, I see it as them being empty-handed, even if they have their guns and the rest. These people have more weapons than our own military. So now that they are coming out to tell them, okay, people should go and take care of it, what are you giving them? The equipment they are with, are they enough to tackle this situation? Because these people are killing. And the last news we read said they were offering 1 million. I'm sure by now most of those youths have joined them.
Yes, now Mr. Sarah was even mentioning the other day that they have added cows to the things that they give if you want to join them. It's now 500,000 naira and a cow.
These same people came out to protest. They came to Abuja. Remember when the news we read that they came to Abuja, that the security personnel blocked them. So I don't understand you coming out to say that they should go and invade or they should halt the situation when you are not preparing these our military people. Yesterday we read 5 died, 4 kidnapped, and some and
10 injured,
10
and then I think
injured,
it was 3 that was
and
missing in action or
they
something.
invaded their camp. When you are not preparing these people for war, because this is now a war, you know, these people are coming out to take over Nigeria. We need to treat it like it's a war.
It's a war against insecurity, for crying out loud. There's no other word to use. And some persons on this show, or some of our listeners or our callers, have also called to talk about how that is important to declare state of emergency on insecurity. This is a war against insecurity, right? And the acting chief of army staff, Oluyemi, you know, coming out to emphasize the importance of soldiers to be bold and fearless in facing these adversaries. I don't think this is about being bold and fearless. No matter how bold and fearless you are, if you're not equipped properly, what is even going to give you the audacity to be bold? Because for you to be bold and fearless, you need to have a backing.
Vicky,
I don't understand if
the
you get what I'm
boldness
trying
even
to say.
started when they even signed up to be armies. That's even when the boldness started.
Do you know what it means to decide to lose your life serving your country?
On your own, you just get up and say
courageous enough.
That's courageous enough.
But we need these people to be equipped. We need them to be equipped properly. We know they talk because, I mean, it gets the kind, this thing, they get how they talk, and for one adage, they talk, say, fight away, na gun, they suppose you take fight them, then they use cutlass, come aside. Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? These people need to be properly equipped. And we need to declare a state of emergency on insecurity. Yesterday, it was Boko Haram that attacked our army people and, you know, killed a number of them. Today, we're still talking about Lukarawa. Tomorrow, we don't know another group that is going to spring up. And as we can see, somehow they are gaining strength, they are gaining audacity, they are coming out in their numbers.
These people started last week.
It's a lot.
The news started from last week, and look at how they are already spreading. To tell you that this thing is a business, already becoming a serious business in Nigeria. Because if it's not a business, by now they would have ended it.
See, insecurity, we need. Oh my God. See, this is a war. No, I'm not even kidding. This is a war. And coming out to just be releasing statements. And the thing is that, Mr. Sele, if you've noticed, in the statements that we've been seeing, even the one that, I've forgotten who came out to say that these people have dared the president and the president is going to make sure. These people are not outlining the hows. How are we going to?
Thank you. This? We don't have a roadmap. We just come out. Look, okay. Even if you look at the headline you just took, the Senate, did they actually give a roadmap, a blueprint on how they plan to help this military fight this war? Do they give? Or are they trying to tell us that they are not aware that these men, as in they brandish sophisticated weapons that our military cannot match up with? Are they not supposed to be discussing how do we give our military the right equipment? How do we equip our military in a way that these people will not dare to challenge them?
Then, Mr. Saleh, I just remembered something. Yesterday, we read about borrowing loan for 2024 deficit. Insecurity is inside. Do you remember that
yes.
they put insecurity inside? So now they should tell me that money now, would it actually go to?
Will it actually go? Is this the first time we are borrowing for insecurity?
Exactly. Is the end of 2024 they want to borrow money for insecurity?
No, yes. So something that we have been with us all this while.
You know,
it is towards the end of the year.
In this country, if we wanted to fight this insecurity and fight it well, the person that these people even dared the most was the ex-president. That's President Buhari. Do you know how many children in schools?
Yeah.
Do you know how many invasion happened in Kaduna? And these people record it, post it online, and tell you like there's really nothing
you can do about it.
And you have to pay us money. And we saw how some of these children who were kidnapped in bulk from government schools, how they were released. We will hear statements like, don't pay kidnappers, don't pay. Before you know what's happening, we'll hear that, these people have been paid and children have
been released.
If we wanted to fight this thing, that was the time that they really dared the president and dared Nigerians. And, these our military people, they would have stood up to them at that time. Because now it's as if they are maybe trying to, I don't know, it's even reducing now. We've not heard of, they kidnapped people in bulk, they went to school,
mass kidnapping.
Kevin.
Don't even say it. I did news. So I see this on daily basis where you see they'll go to school, kidnap, you see they go to farm, they kill.
No, it's been happening. I'm just saying, like, the reoccurrence when it was
it is happening.
The time of President Buhari. I mean, in Kaduna, every other day it was happening. Let's also touch this one, together. Terrorists using young girls and suicide bombers, sex slave. That's General Laka on this one. Since it's insecurity, let's just take it together. Now, Major General Laka, National Coordinator of the National Counterterrorism Center, has shed light on the devastating exploitation of young girls by terrorist groups, now first into suicide missions and sex slavery. This revelation came during the launch of a technical assistance project aimed at promoting and supporting the rights and needs of terrorism victims. Now, Laka emphasized the significance of this partnership with the United Nations Officer of Counterterrorism and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crimes, acknowledging Nigeria's struggle with terrorism since 2009. He highlighted that uneven impact on women, children, and youth, including forced child soldiers, suicide bombers, and survivors left with trauma and stigmatization. Now, because I wanted us to, add this up together. I remember when I was gisting you that the people who came out to testify or to share their stories from the train attack, part of the things that they mentioned were that the people who attacked them were children with guns, young teenagers with guns, because these people are highlighting now how they are forcing children to be soldiers. That's on one side. We're looking at children being they are forcing them into suicide missions, being suicide bombers. We're looking at sex slavery.
You know what I keep saying, if because these children they didn't bring them from elsewhere, and they didn't manufacture them. They were children who, by one way or the other, were deprived of their right to basic education, either by their parents or by government. But by any means, there is a lack. Somebody missed his responsibility somewhere, and these children were available for these guys to recruit.
And
I tell you what, it is not these children are not being forced into this per se. They are enticed into it. If they had better options, would they be enticed into something I'm sure their spirit do not believe? But they are giving options, and they see it like this is a lucrative something. Maybe I'm not doing anything and somebody is offering to give me like 100,000. To a teenager, it is a lot
of money,
and they use this to entice them into that. By the time they are giving them these bombs, those teenagers don't know what they are carrying. But because they have told them, they have brainwashed them, and the first thing is their first encounter with them, they were enticed by something because of where they met them. There is somebody you will meet today and give him maybe cash of 100,000. The person will just look at it and as in it doesn't mean anything to the person. But there is somebody that's seen a cash of 10,000, as in flipping it by the person's face.
The person will be like,
the person will just
as prostrate.
Thank you. Just say what you want. So that is where, as in this nation, have brought a lot of people. We see what happens in election, that we talk about vote buying, how they buy. It is possible because the masses have been subjected to abject poverty. There is no dignity to the human life. So when these guys, when they see that a lot of children are out there uncared for in the streets, it becomes a fishing ground for them. They just give them a little bit and they have them in mass. So that is that is the problem we have here.
Let me call out the phone lines again before I move over to the next news. 0808 704 1217, 0808 704 1217, and WhatsApp 0901 615 0614, 0901 615 0614, in case you want to get across to us. Let's take this one. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
That is Siliga.
Waiting be your name.
I'm Dennis by name.
Mr. Dennis.
Mr. Dennis.
Good morning, Mr. Dennis from Suleja.
Morning.
Please go ahead.
How's everybody over there?
Fine, oh.
We are
I'm
good.
fine.
So we thank God for another day.
Yes, so.
Concerning the security challenges, as people have analyzed it, that is how it is. There's no truth, there's no lie about it. The brother there on the studio has said the fact. Because all these things was happened by the government, not by anybody. And the chief security of the state, they have to step up also, which is the governor. I recall him back to like Zulum, the governor of Province.
Okay.
When the man come in, I have to stood up and see how the security challenges, and he step up to his toe. So I am advising the governor also to emulate what the Zulum did. By talking and make sure he tackle the security out there. Because if the security wants to do the right thing, some personality there will come in and say no, they should withdraw back. That is what is causing this outbreak of all these challenges that we are seeing today. Like I can give example to like the Chibok girls that they arrested. That those girls are suffering. They are well healthy more than me and you that we are in the normal life living well. They are healthy.
Mr. Dennis, you're not sure about that.
I'm sure. I'm telling you based what I see. I'm telling you based what I see. I'm not talking by say they see. I see you with my naked eye.
Wow.
So those girls, when they brought them to return them back, what did they do? They used them to do exchange with a lot of money and two of the repentant Boko Haram. Two of those Boko Haram. Those guys there was their engineer. So what are we saying? It was business. It's business. They all do it to have money, to go away with money and other things. That is what Nigeria is all about. And if you see this are training them, they are what? They are ex-military.
That is it.
Military.
Yes.
Not that anything from anywhere. Because these people know everything about weapon, about
Yes, because it marvels me how a teenager.
Nice for you. They know what and what the vehicle that you are going to use. Who told them that you are coming with a gun truck? They
That
know.
is it.
You know, we talked about
We talked about it yesterday. Yes.
We talked
It's a
about it
plan
yesterday.
they know. Because the route that you are going to pass, if they ask you to go through here, if you divert and follow the other place, they will know. And
How are they
say,
getting this
Yes.
information?
How are they getting it? Their informer are there within. And so everything that we are seeing today, it is not Jambara. They know what they are doing. It's the two government that are fighting themselves. The government that are fighting themselves. That's why the pharmacists are suffering like this. Using life to play gamble, to play money. Why are they not sending their children? Why are they hiding their children? Or have you ever heard that they bomb have explained where their children are? No. So it's a plan work. We all know these things. Just as some of us cannot talk. We are just looking. We leave everything for God.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis, for your contribution. Yeah.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, Mr. Dennis.
What Mr. Dennis said now just reawakened my spirit to something. Since the inception of all this insecurity in the north, have you actually heard the son of a governor or the daughter of one House of Assembly member, one senator, or the daughter of one? I'm just thinking out loud. Have we heard it in the news?
Their children are not there now.
Not kidnapped, not involved in any of these bombings.
I think
Then
it's-
why won't they relax
I think
in
it's
the
Mr.
Aso Rock?
John is Mr. John that used to say something in the line of that the reason why most of the people in office are not really doing what they are supposed to do is because they are not feeling
what
the
we
people-
are
so
feeling.
it makes that if your children are studying in the average Nigerian university, you would understand
Yes.
that there is a lot of work that should be done in that
In the
sector.
university.
So it makes that if you are using NEPA, you know, these people, they don't even know whether NEPA takes light or not. That one is not their business. It's like if you're using the Nigerian roads, right, and you're not flying every other time, you would understand how bad our roads are and
Yes.
the insecurity.
Yeah.
You know, all of these things. If it's affecting you, they're
You-
not saying a person where you wear shoe, I know
The
where
pain.
they pain.
Because the truth is, I keep asking myself, if I am the governor of a state, and I have been through what I Sele have been through in my own state,
You will relate.
Won't I relate? Won't I think of what?
something- exactly,
Won't
you will
won't I
relate.
think of how to solve it?
You relate.
But because they don't go through what we go through, their children don't experience what our children experience. So they go there, they sit, they speak grammars, they collect their allowances, and everybody is good to go.
Mr. Senator, to round all the thing you're saying, at the end of the day, it's just business.
It's business.
Let's take
It's
this one.
business.
Sorry. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. It's
Good morning,
Abdallah
Mr.
calling from
Abdallah.
Brazil.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Abdallah.
Very much. Please, I want to say thank you for what you are doing, and
Thank
God
you.
will continue to strengthen you.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Yes, you see, that is why the masses are usually regarded or are referred to as downtrodden or weaker section of the society, because they don't have any other thing to rely upon except their creator. So that is the sad aspect of where we found ourselves in Nigeria. In fact, there are so many pockets of insecurity happening in all parts of the country. It's only that is unpublicized. That is the only thing. But in the north, that of the north is prominent.
Yeah.
In south too, there are issues of insecurity.
Yes, even in the southeast, I'm aware.
Southeast, southwest, south, and what have you.
Yeah.
You see, what brought about stay at home in the southeast?
Yes.
Is it not one government against another government
It's
again?
exactly.
So, if not, how can there the constitution of the country and the constitution or the government of the day didn't say stay at home, and then some other people will declare stay at home and you must comply or at your life. So, insecurity or most of, can I say, the entire problems that we're facing in Nigeria is man-made. That is artificially created.
Yes, it's artificial. Yes, I agree with you.
So it's it's artificially going to be solved. That is, the solution is from us, the
Yes.
Nigerian people, because we created the problem initially.
We have to solve
When I
it.
say we, I don't mean myself and you, the anchors of the program,
I understand.
but those who are responsible, they know themselves,
They know themselves. Yes.
and God is watching. They should remember that there is a day of reckoning. So majority of them don't even believe in God. Majority are worshippers of one cult or the other, and what have you, whether they are Muslims or Christians or any other thing.
Yes.
So that is the problem we are facing. If not, supposing they understand the revealed books of God, either the Bible or the Quran, and they go into these verses and assimilate them, in fact, and practicalize them, we will not have this type of problem. You discover that most of our politicians, after getting into maybe coming to after election, during inauguration, they will either hold Bible or Quran and then swear by it. And in fact, immediately after that, that is where they will leave the Quran or the Bible. So that is the dilemma of our fatherland. We will continue to talk.
Yes, so.
Yes. So.
By God's grace, one day, one time, in fact, it will go to the listening ears, and then they will do the needful, and Nigeria will be great.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you
Abdallah.
so much.
Because we have said time without number, declare a state of emergency in this insecurity issue. Because as soon as that is done, the needed resources will be channeled. And massive employment of interested, robust, energetic Nigerians who are ready to sacrifice their life for a betterment of Nigeria
Yes.
will definitely troop in, and then even if you want to recruit, for example, in the army, you want to recruit 100,000 people in a day.
Nigerians are ready. Yes, I know.
You see, if you go to police, if you want to recruit 100,000, you still Nigerians.
Nigerians that are ready. Yes.
Yes. In whatever, whether military, paramilitary, police, and what have you, in order to bring succor to Nigerian people, to ensure peace, stability, and progress of Nigeria, majority of Nigerians, they are there for that.
This round of
And they
Mr.
are ready
Abdallah.
to sacrifice their lives with all honesty.
Yeah.
But the Nigerian government seems not to believe in that, because they have their own agenda.
This round of Mr. Abdallah.
So, in fact, God will see us through,
Yes, so.
and God will definitely deliver Nigeria and Nigerian people.
Thank
God
you.
bless you, and God bless every Nigerian person, and bless Nigeria as a nation. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful conversation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abdallah. You know, when Mr. Abdallah started this conversation, he first chuckled like this Nigeria safe.
This Nigeria.
You
Sir.
know, but let's move over to another story on the Guardian. Now, Senate sacks CCT chairman Umar. Mr. Sel, I think you would like this one. Now, the Nigerian Senate has removed Danladi Umar as chairman of the Code of Conduct Tribunal due to allegations of number 1, corruption, number 2, misconduct, and number 3, gross misconduct. Now, Umar's conduct was deemed incompatible with the responsibilities of his office, and his behavior was described as unacceptable for such a sensitive position. Now, the Senate's decision was made after considering multiple petitions against Umar, including allegations of corruption, misappropriation of funds, absenteeism from office for over a month without permission. Now, additionally, Umar was accused of refusing to cooperate with Senate investigations and engaging in a physical argument with a security guard in the Federal Capital Territory. Now, Senate leader Kwayemi Bamidele sponsored the motion to remove Umar, citing the need to maintain high moral standards in government business and ensure public officials adhere to principles of accountability and integrity. Now, the motion was solidly supported by the Senate, with 84 senators endorsing the resolution, fulfilling the constitutional requirements for a 2/3 majority. Now, with Umar's removal, Abdullahi Usman Bello is expected to assume office or to assume duties as the new chairman of the CCT, having been confirmed by the Senate 4th July. Now, the Senate's decision underscores its commitment to upholding the rule of law, ensuring institutional accountability, and maintaining the integrity of the federal institutions in Nigeria. Mr. Sele, allow me to land.
No, you know already why I'm laughing.
Allow me to land, because if you ask me, right, everybody need to be stepping down, because it cuts across every one person or most persons that are serving us in Nigeria in whatever capacity. Because all of these things that have been listed, I mean, how does a chairman of Code of Conduct Tribunal, be removed for allegations like corruption? Only you, not chairman of Code of Conduct Tribunal. Only you, corruption, misconduct. You can't go even enter gross misconduct, absenteeism from office. How many local government chairmen stay in their communities?
Oh, now you are asking. You know why I was laughing? Let me just. Should I tell you what happened?
It cuts across. Oh.
Should I tell you what happened, Victory? This guy must have stepped at the wrong toe. He must have fallen out of favor with one of the persons that matter most. And they just said, remove him. In Nigeria, all you need to do to remain relevant in Nigerian politics is just to align with those that call the shots.
These are issues we see.
These are issues that is common among virtually all of them.
Allegations of corruption.
Who is not corrupt amongst them?
Funds,
Who is not misappropriating funds amongst them?
What are we saying?
Who is not corrupt amongst even those sitting senates? All of them, let one of them raise their hand that he has not misappropriated funds in one way or the other.
Mr. Sele, you see, I don't have a problem with this person going in for his misbehavior in office and another person replacing. I have a problem with a lot of other persons not being removed.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
It was in this nation, on this radio station, that we talked about a House of Rep member who assaulted somebody. Has that person been removed? Is that in line with his conduct as a House of Rep member?
Nigeria is just like what I said. He has stepped on the wrong toe.
Mr. Saleh, I'm looking for the party.
Okay.
Which political party is that one?
No. As the code of conduct tribunal chairperson, he wouldn't be a politician, but he's aligned to one political party.
That's what I'm looking
So
for.
it's possible. Maybe they saw him, his attitude trying to indicate he's no longer aligning very well.
If we talk about compatibility with responsibility in office, which person in office do we want to call now?
Do we want to that is qualified to remain in his office?
If we are removing people, we are starting from the top.
I think it was Zada that mentioned one time when we were talking about Minister of Petroleum and how he was removing people, and somebody asked, "You Kuma, are you not supposed to?
Are you not supposed to be removed?" No, on a serious note.
Oh my God!
These are issues. This, like what they mentioned. Fine, which in the Senate climb, we should be clapping for the Senate, because this is actually why they removed him.
Exactly.
Is actually a good reason, enough ground to remove a person of that caliber. But how many of such people have similar records that are still there in the office? How many of them? Even people with worse records.
Let's take this one. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Good
Mr.
morning.
Abdallah.
Yes, Abdullah calling from Buhari.
Mr. Abdallah, go ahead.
Nigeria is a land of wonders. The more you look,
The less you see, my brother.
Yes. The more you look, the less you comprehend. And that is abracadabra for you.
That is it.
So you see, let me refer to one issue that went to Barkate Family Human Rights Radio. Even the Senate President was alleged of that corruption, colossal corruption and what have you, with fact and evidence. In fact, but he contested for election and he won. And then he's now the number 3, I think. Is it number 3?
Yes. Number 3 person
In
yes.
the country.
In the country.
So, just like I used to tell you, from top to bottom of Code of Conduct, the chairman of Code of Conduct Tribunal, you know, he deals with the cases of these offenses that has to do with Code of Conduct Bureau. And you know the issue that is with Code of Conduct Bureau, those responsibility are declaration of assets, and you must declare everything you have, whether abroad or
I said he stepped on it too.
Yes, and the monies in the bank and in the hand and shares and what have you in the companies and what have you. But majority of Nigerians are not willing to declare their assets. Even if they declare it, somebody who has cumulative assets of more than maybe 3 trillion to only declare that of 200 billion.
Yes.
So, you see, there's no... nobody would be surprised if that happened to the man, because I learned the man is somehow somebody that used to stick to the rule and he will urge that things right must be done. And probably something is going to happen to some other people, which he is insisting
that it must happen.
He refused to placate.
Yes.
That is why he is insisting that he has to say it out to the entire public to understand what is going on. So I wish him well. Not being the chairman of a Code of Conduct Tribunal does not mean that he is not alive and he will not continue to pursue his business. It's better to not to follow the bandwagon.
Yes.
And to follow the bandwagon and have the punishment of God in the hereafter. Whosoever is appointed and confirmed, they say it is Ahmed Usman somebody Bello,
Yes.
Let him try as much as possible to remember that God is watching, and whatever action he takes, if it is appropriate or inappropriate, in the hereafter, everybody will account for
answer.
his
Thank
deeds
you, Mr.
in this
Abdallah.
world.
Thank you so
And
much.
he will definitely answer for it. And whether going to heaven or hellfire, it is now in this world that we decide. One will decide for himself. If
Thank
you do
you.
right, you will see right. If you do wrong, you will
You see
definitely see wrong.
Thank you so much,
So
Mr. Abdallah.
Nigeria is a land of the people of Nigeria, and we are the one that must correct it and bring Nigeria to order.
Thank
God
you
bless
so
Nigeria,
much.
and God bless Nigerian people. Have
I
a wonderful
appreciate you,
conversation.
Thank
Mr.
you so
Abdallah.
much.
Mr. Abdallah,
Wonderful guy.
you know, the way he analyzed it, you could look at it and you're like, okay.
No,
so there's
you know,
something
No,
that
I said that he must have stepped on a toe. As the chief, as the code of conduct tribunal chairman, you look into all these people. You have to make sure they declare their assets. You have to make sure at the end of their tenure you check. Okay, what while in office, the money accrued, is it accounted for? And we know that it is not possible.
So you know, for me,
So he
because
must
I mean, we don't really know the backstory of all of this. So that's why, for me, I'm saying that what the Senate, if he actually did what they are saying that he did, being the allegations of corruption and all of that, misconduct and misappropriation of funds, allegations of corruption, absenteeism from all of these things are good grounds to say
Absenteeism from office for just
for
1 month.
yes,
Just 1 month.
without permission.
Without permission.
Yes. So, so all of these things are grounds to say, okay, you know what, you've not been doing what you're supposed to do. Step aside.
Step aside.
All right. So, but what I'm saying is that let this also apply to other people who are guilty as charged
Yes.
in every sector.
That means you are suggesting we should just fire all of them.
That's what I'm
Every
putting
single
our hand
political
on. We
officer.
should just fire all.
Do you understand? Because I mean, him taking the fall. Do you understand?
Do you know,
for what?
Victory, you remember what I said?
We used
You
to
remember what I
always-
said yesterday?
Yeah, we used to always
You remember what I said yesterday? That
this
if I
one,
take
when they even talked about misappropriation of funds, they did not give us figure. On this show, we have talked about in millions and in billions. Can we stop looking at me like that? Yes, now.
so
And
see,
those people, they were allowed to finish selling,
Wait, misappropriation of funds, there is a code for it too. That these people don't need to follow. There's a code for misappropriation of funds that they don't need to follow. It's because, just like Mr. Abdallah said, it's because, and you said, he has stepped on a wrong
he want
toe.
maybe he have advised
And-
he has insisted that somebody does what is right.
Or maybe he wants to carry out something that is against
Against
all.
exactly.
Or maybe
Now,
not.
wait, let me give you
Or
guys
maybe
an
not.
example.
Maybe
I'll
he
not
actually did what
I'll
they
not
said
call
he
the
did.
organization, but let me give you an example. This is the thing. The lady is the director.
Okay.
And the other directors, like I think there are 10 or 12 or so. And they want to embezzle the staff's fund and the rest. So they called her and said, this is it. We'll share the money. We'll take this one. We'll take that one. We'll give them the remaining one. We'll take this one. So she said no. From the moment she said that no, they started bringing up accusations
Against her.
her.
Yes.
All the accusations now led to the chairman and the secretary of the organization. They planned on removing her from her work.
Yeah.
But since they saw that it was now going way beyond what they wanted, they now said they should remove her from her position and bring her down from director to DD. Secondly, another same case again happened again with another person trying in that same organization trying to bring down, trying to stop some false.
Yeah.
They should give the staffs what they are right and
They are
all
right.
those stuff. Same thing happened again. They made sure that he failed his exam, promotion exam.
Promotion. You
And
keep
when
failing
they gave
now.
him the promotion, when he finally wrote one again that he passed, they made sure that, because directorship in that organization is supposed to last for 4 years, they made sure that 3 years, I think 2 years had gone out before they gave him, and now very soon he's retiring.
Yes.
So you see what this is what these people do.
That is so.
You
The
see
thing
that,
is,
you see that we've even gotten to a point that we don't even trust the judgment of people. Like in power, we don't even trust when they give out punishment.
Victory. You remember what I said yesterday? You know,
Look at how we're analyzing somebody that was being punished for
this,
what he did
this,
wrong.
this thing they did. Yes, I said in the Senate country, in the Senate
my
climb.
God.
Yes, we should be clapping for them.
Yeah.
But remember, I said if I assume office as a president today,
You know
before
how
I finish
1,000
my
people that
speech,
you
at least
remove.
1,000 people has gone.
Oh my God.
Not that those are the only, but before I finish my speech, they must have left their offices. But look at the people that that removed him. How many of them? They say, I think when you come to equity, you come with clean hands, right? How many of them came with clean hand?
And they'll come out and bring one paper like this and Lagbaja and everything and Agbada and go and read it that there should be equity, there should be this equality among Nigerians, we should fight for peace. I think they just did one program like that they remembered Nnamdi Azikiwe, and I
Okay.
watched it on AIT. That they were talking about eliminating what he did, how he brought peace, how he made sure that Nigeria be great and all of that. And they were all there. Yeah, I've learned a lot, one or two. You know, he was a good man. He helped Nigerian. You know, he has done a lot. We should. And one even said, I'm going to start, you know, carrying out what he did. I'm like, well, what if people just talk?
KB, you are going too far. You are asking them to remember. They may have memory loss. You are asking them to remember what happened in the past. They may have memory loss. We agree with them. It has been too long. But these men travel on a daily basis, KB, to countries that are working.
There's so much to learn in those countries.
They see what other presidents, other
Are
senators,
doing.
What
other
they just
governors
do, they-
are doing
they
in
go
places that
there.
are working.
They go there and they invest.
They go there to invest.
Forgetting
They take
to
our
invest
money
in
to
Nigeria.
not forgetting, because that is why they are removing this man now, because this man must have seen them moving money. They can't invest in Nigeria because of people like because of code of conduct. So they move this money to invest in other countries. But where you are coming from, you see what is happening. You want them to remember the days of Zik. That is too long now.
It was a seminar that they did that
No,
they should eliminate Nnamdi
emulate how many years ago?
Azikiwe.
No, I don't blame.
character
If they
and all
can't
of that.
emulate, him, no, it is understandable. It has been too long now. They may not have remembered.
And you need to see the top people that went there. Governors.
See, I think that at this point, our government needs to rebuild the trust of Nigerian people, because they give punishment. We go analyze and we go say, this punishment won't I give. We don't to trust, say it clear. They not still
Because
give
it no
punishment.
clear.
We go say, we not give. That's a lot. Let's take our phone numbers again in case you want to reach out to us. 0808-704-1217. That's our call line. 0808-704-1217 in case you want to call us, and on WhatsApp 0901-615-0614. Let's move over to the next story on The Nation. Now, Navy dismantles 23 illegal refining sites. Nigerian Navy has dealt a significant blow to oil thieves and economic saboteurs in the Niger Delta region, dismantling 23 illegal refining sites last month. Now, these sites were destroyed by naval units under Operation Delta Sanity, a joint security task force aimed at stamping out pipeline vandalism and illegal bunkering. Now, the operation, which began on October 8, resulted in the recovery of significant quantities of stolen crude oil from criminals in the Niger Delta. Some notable successes included the discovery of destruction of 3 illegal refining sites, 15 ovens, 12 reservoirs, and 5 dugout pits around Bakana River and Ogajia Mine in Rivers State. Now, additionally, a suspect was arrested with a locally made pistol and 3 cases of ammunition in Bayelsa State. The Nigerian Navy also discovered and destroyed several other illegal refining site reservoirs and wooden boats laden with stolen crude oil in various locations, including Delta and Ondo states. These operations demonstrate the Navy's commitment to combating oil theft and economic sabotage in the region. Some of the specific locations where these illegal sites were discovered and destroyed include Ugbokodo Christian Village, Idiogba, and Ezegbene, all of these places respectively. Before we move ahead, because there's going to be a lot around this conversation, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Mr.
Mr.
Bright.
Bright, good morning.
Mr. Bright, we missed you yesterday.
No, don't miss me because let me greet first. Mr. Shah, good morning. KP, good morning.
Good morning,
Is
This
Mr. Bele?
station now is for certain people because yesterday I called more than 30 times. Nobody even said
you
people I
serious?
called more than 25 times. Nobody speaking.
Mr. Bright, sorry.
Because we're picking up.
No, if it's for selected people, let's believe
Mr. Bright, sorry. No, now, don't vex with us.
Because we are the people, when the station went off, we are the people that are praying, let him come back. And when he come back, we are dead. But now, on my call, maybe, whether they don't put up a spirit.
How
No,
about?
no, Mr. Bright, we have to explain. Even in the studio, we don't see your
We
numbers.
don't even see your number.
We just see the phone beeping. We don't see
And we
numbers.
take.
And we take.
Some people, they go spiritual.
So sorry, please go ahead.
Okay. See, in Nigeria, if leadership is there, and anybody in Nigeria that is telling his wife or children to emulate Nigerian leaders is going to miss the road. Let me be sincere to you. Average Nigerian man or their leaders, their minds are colors. When they see a particular person, they color it the way they want to color. And when the same case applies to another person, they will also color it the way they want to color it because of where it's coming from. Let me give you an example. When Jonathan was the president of Nigeria, we know many things. See, I'm a historian, and no matter that I've been here previously in school, but I'm a historian. I keep records because I had an uncle that was, piling up this verse upon this verse and was teaching us certain things when we were young. So when Jonathan was the president of Nigeria, we know the sort of things they did to him, and everything he took it. I just because he said, let me get the burden. And we know a certain section of the country that have press in their pocket. They cover everything and write whatever they push out to the media and the narrative, and people follow them blindly. Let me tell you, if you are talking about insecurity in Nigeria, in this Nigerian army, there are certain sections of the country whereby their wealth is very, very rare for them to reach at certain levels. We know that they are too intelligent and educated, but they can't reach. But you see a certain section of the country, they give them right to the highest order. And they don't do anything and will occupy the positions of duty, and they fail. If you are talking about insecurity in Nigeria, we have a former president who told us that people who are perpetrating this insecurity are from Libya, are from Chad, are from Mali, are from there. And when the security people, the rank and file arrest those people, you carry them to the seat of power and give them amnesty, and they say they are repentant. Non-citizens coming to the country to decide to desecrate their country, and you give them.
You grant them amnesty.
They didn't do anything. They grant them amnesty. Let me tell you, go to the south and go to the southeast, like this old Brahma case or this south. Every toll, you see checkpoints after military, you see police after police, you see civil defense after civil defense, you see road safety. What are they doing there? If you open your mouth in this country now and say this country is not favoring me, let us divide. You see that one is more security than people killing their own fellow citizens. Now, you are telling me about what I will be telling you that sit at home is because of insecurity. It's a lie. If you are a citizen person in this country, you know the reason of insecurity in Nigeria. Since the government has been arrested, no one wants to release it. Despite the court ruling in Nigeria, is it true or not? Some people, they given the same offense, is being released. The AT chairman was given the same case, is being released. Was given the same charge, he's being released. But when the is there, and the worst part of it is that the court gave rulings, but no, they didn't release him. Is it true or false? And say that it is because of insecurity they are doing it outside. No, they are doing it because they think maybe in their own mind that's their own way of protesting the type of rulership we are having in this country. Let me tell you, this is a country whereby you are given a post, you have not even performed. You go for Thanksgiving in the church or in the mosque. This is the country you have. How can you be telling me that you go to the social media, you see weird leaders that dancing on a country that is distributed of development, a country that is, let me tell you, how can you look at the face of your citizens and you see everyone there and you see them there popping champagne, dancing and posting it on social media. They go to abroad and you see their leaders there. They are the ones thinking for the citizens. But in Nigeria, the citizens are thinking for their leaders. You go to a country like maybe England, you see their citizens every day they are doing meetings, doing shifts to how to develop the country. Their citizens will go to the stadium and go and watch football, go to WWF and go and watch wrestling. But in Nigeria, it's our leaders traveling from here to London to go and watch football. The citizens try to go and open a business in Nigeria. They frustrate you. The Nigerian society is made inclined for people who are in mind to succeed. If you are doing a business that is very, very genuine without government patronage, for you to succeed is very, very hard. They will pile up bills and bills on top of the people and give you. How can you tell me that the commissioner of passport there is no government own mass transit, but if you buy them, you become a commissioner of transport. Is it a society that you be proud of? It's not a society to be proud of. Just like you are talking about this Omana. We know him. He's a public officer. Is he not in this Nigeria? He damaged a role in Chief Justice of the Federation. He damaged his reputation and career. Now, they are not telling us that the man didn't care. Let me ask you a question. When you was there, did Buhari declare his assets? Let us meet. Is he not a public officer? Look, all of us are Nigerians. We know all these things. But sometimes when you try to paint all this words, you say, let me ask you a question. This unknown man, he damaged his career, damaged his livelihood. Has it been because of pressure or high BP? The man died. Will you go and resurrect him? And what is he did now? What are the consequences? Will he be jailed? Because if you didn't go to work or if you have absent without leave, then are you not going to pay for it? Or you're just going to let my people go?
This round of
like that. Is it not a crime in Nigeria? Crime is being colored in Nigeria. There are certain people that do certain things, they go free. There are other ones that they will do, they will go in for it. Let me tell you, our society is not a society we are proud of, and our leaders are not leaders to be proud of. If there is total, let me tell you, in short, this is not a country. If you go outside, if you travel outside the country, you know that when you come back and look at the leaders of Nigeria, you can't be proud of them. How can use of this nation be abandoning their country, selling off their properties and relocating to them? Before you are shouting, let us give all reparation for the slavery. But now we are the person, we are the people paying even for the slavery.
Yes.
We are the people
paying them to buy us.
Yes, and you are telling me that this is the country to be proud of. Because you are saying of Africa.
Thank you, Mr. Bright.
Let me after this program now, go and look at Tanzania. Tanzania has completed electric rail covering of 400 kilometers at the rate of $3.7 billion. Go and look only 18 kilometers one did in Lagos. Let them tell you that man they used to do it. Let them tell you that man. This is the country a minister will do 1 kilometer road, some standard road with humongous amount. If you tell them this road he did is not, they will tell you after all he did. The other one that kept.
Round of Mr. Bright.
We justify it. Unless we have a total respect, we are not going anywhere. This is how we continue to lament. Every day we lament. We are not getting anything out of it. What type of leaders do we have in Nigeria? The leaders that doesn't care for the people. They look at their citizens, they die of hunger, they are happy, and they are amassing wealth for their children. The Minister of Education will be celebrating his child getting in London University. But that is the absence of that. They don't pay the salary. You are telling me that this is the country to be proud of.
Thank you, Mr. Bright.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bright.
He
Mr.
said
Bright,
bye-bye.
Mr. Bright came with anger this morning.
He said the bye-bye.
Thank you so much,
but
Mr. Bright, for
it's
sharing.
understandable.
Yes.
It's understandable. For how long are we going to continue like this?
Mr. Sele, I'm just weak.
Yesterday I was talking with my guy. This is somebody I know as in our dreams those days, coming out of university, our dreams. And he was like, Sele, what are you still doing in Nigeria?
Just in case you don't plan, because this question where you ask, if you don't plan.
Nobody that told me this thing that are you still planning in Nigeria? Right now, it's Nigeria that is planning you. Anywhere you see yourself, just take it.
Part of the things that people used to even spread on social media is that if you have the opportunity to leave Nigeria, just leave now.
That is, I said this guy was
It's
like,
an advice that people are just
I was
throwing
like,
around.
that's a
But if everybody leaves, how do we
any,
fix our country?
if any chance you see, he says, is it money? I will help now. I said, don't worry, it has not gotten to that.
How do we fix
But
our
look,
country?
but
if
I'm
everybody
telling you,
leaves?
this is what everybody that cares for you, that knows that maybe back then in the school you were serious with your studies at all. This is what every of your friends is dreaming for you. It's now becoming as in a wish. I wish Sele is not in Nigeria.
That's
I wish
even what
KB is not in
Mr. Bright
Nigeria.
was saying, that
I
now
wish
we're now paying to
That
go
is-
and be slaves.
it is
or
now
something.
a dream. Something that those days, if they hear that they took the son of Lagbaja, everybody will gather as in fact to mourn that the white have taken his son.
Mr. Sele, let's look at this, dismantling of 23 illegal refining sites. So that's a Mr. Sele, be coming down.
There was one time, Vicky, that this illegal refining, someone asked this question. I think that I was in the TV sector that time. Someone asked this question that why can't they develop these people?
Don't worry, take the news.
No, we've taken the news. We're just trying to look at
Okay.
it now. 23 illegal refining sites. That's what the Nigerian Navy, dismantled. Do you understand? So it's for them. It's a great feat because these people are, vandalizing pipelines, illegal bunkering, and all of that.
Now, how did China become a China of today? Go to China today. Every young, in fact, from primary school, you start learning craft. You start learning some of all this tech. You come out, you want to produce phone, you set up and you start producing phone. The environment is supporting you. Go to some, let me use some places like US and all these developed countries. Yes, we are not encouraging crime, but what do they do when somebody is caught in maybe in some acts? There are what we call creative crimes. What they do is, okay, probably this person was forced into this because he was looking for a means of livelihood. You know what? We give you that means of livelihood. Bring that to your brain. Come and use it for government. If one individual or a group of individuals can build something from locally available scraps, as in from scratch, to refine crude oil, is it not a shame to the government?
Let's take this one, Mr. Sele. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Please, what's
morning.
your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Sam Oluyemi, calling from Nasarawa.
Good to have you again, Mr. Sam.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed your program yesterday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, like Mr. Bright said, I've been trying like forever again today. But maybe,
Sorry.
maybe my own call now is up to 99.
Sorry.
All right. I think I wanted to come in when you were talking about insecurity. And I just thought within myself that, to me, I think some factors actually brought about insecurity. And one of those factors is poverty.
Yes.
Poverty. You see, the political class we have, they have so much weaponized poverty to the point where, honestly, it will amaze you that some very, very paltry sum, they can use it to instigate somebody to carry out a crime that would be so unimaginable. For example, if you come along this Maraba axis and all that, you see children, innocent children, they are innocents, going about bearing plates, begging for food and all that. Just imagine somebody calls that kind of child who is still begging for food, and they now ask such child, just have 5,000 to, do this thing. What will be important to him then is that money. Because he's a child who has not even seen 500 before.
Exactly. I said this before.
You understand?
Yes.
So that one is part of it. Then what about parental failures? There are some parents, maybe because of the exigencies of our time now.
Exactly, because of poverty that you have said.
Parents do not have time at home to stay with
their children.
Sometimes over a period of time, you now see a father will come in and they refer to him as uncle.
Exactly.
You understand? Because
he's hustling out there so that they could.
They're not there to monitor the children. Then you see another major problem to this is our value system. Honestly, this is the most painful aspect of it for me.
I agree with you.
Because when we were growing, I don't know about
no values, but, no morals whatsoever.
No, thank you. I even like that word, moral. When I was in primary school, we had a subject they call moral instruction.
Yes.
Moral instruction.
Morality also comes in social studies too.
You understand? Moral instruction is about, you are out there, you see an elderly person going with heavy load, you help them.
Yes.
You are in a bus, they come around, the elders come around, you
stand up for the person to sit down.
You understand? All these things are not there again.
At all.
And what we have now, the moral, the value system is gone. Now we now celebrate corruption.
Exactly.
You have money, nobody cares how you got it. In fact, we used to say nobody cares. These days they even care. Because I learned they have association of Yahoo mothers, children. I'll be going to talk now.
No, I'm coming to that. Don't worry. Just when you summarize, yes, I'm coming to that.
Okay. But the last one I have here is the government. What is our government's disposition to some of these people who are caught in the act? Somebody who has gone to kill somebody's family, then you now say they are repentant, then you allow them to go. That one is another time bomb brewing. Do you know why I said so? If somebody killed my family member this year and they see them as terrorists, and for the government keeps them for a while and they release them, and I see that same person walking on the street freely, do you think I would have something to get back at that person?
If I have my way, I will kill the person.
Vengeance.
So if I cannot do it, you understand? If I cannot do it, my own child can come out 20 years after and
say he want to revenge.
The person who killed my parents or my uncle. And before you know it, so the society is so warped up that, in fact, at times, just like you said, somebody would always say, I don't know, maybe I'm not one of those who is so hell-bent on, traveling out of this country, because what I always have at the back of my mind is, if I go out there, if I go out there, who will fix it?
That is
and
it.
We now all run away. When these people loot us silly, and the country, they cannot cope with it again, they will go, just like you said, they invested abroad. They know what they are doing. If everything goes back now, you see that they will just travel out. So if everybody leaves the country, who is going to fix the country? So I just thought these are the things we should address, maybe as citizens, wherever the government, where we can come in, maybe the moral system, we start telling these children. For some of them, when they behave, I blame them. I used to blame, but I now look at it as something you don't know. If nobody has told you, if you are even committing a crime at times, you may not know that it's criminal.
Please round up, Mr. Sam.
Okay. So that is my contribution for now. So I'll try again as the program goes on.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. I appreciate you. Somebody said on WhatsApp, I think it's Yinka, says, good morning. We should keep at the back of our mind that politicians are after those agencies that checkmate them. Example, they are scrapping EFCC. Now this is UMA. Next is ICPC. Watch out. He now said we should keep. So basically that's what he said. Yinka, thank you so much. Chief Onovo from Kubwa says, my beloved people in the house, professional journalists, you're highly blessed for the good work you're doing. Thank you so much. For me, I'm not surprised for what is happening in Nigeria as a country about insecurities all over the regions, be it criminalities, killings such as Boko Haram, banditry, kidnapping, etc. Because when I remember or quote our ex-head of state, General Abacha, he told Nigerians that any insecurity that happens in a country more than 6 months, that the government has a hand in such insecurity. So to look at things based on how our country leaders are going about their actions and inactions towards insecurity ravaging the nation, honestly, our leaders really owe Nigerians explanation to exonerate themselves, not having hands in what is happening today concerning the insecurities, or else Nigeria should hold our leaders accountable as Nigerians owe themselves coming together to do the needful now and stand for our right as the owners of Nigeria country, that those leaders are working for us because we elected them into power to be accountable to the masses, not the other way around. My people, if this idea is not considered to take the bull by the horn now, Nigeria as a nation is at the keg of a gunpowder that awaits to explode soon. But I said, God forbid. I pray may God help this country, Nigeria. Thank you so much, Chief Onovo, on that one. Now, I think that talking about what we were saying earlier, because I want to come back to Dangote resuming, U.S. crude oil purchase. Mr. Sele, I think I want to also agree with what you said about how that if we understand that no crime is justifiable, for you to go and be vandalizing, pipelines, stealing crude oils and all of that. But in all of that crime, there's one thing to point out, if in many ways people can come up with refineries, what is still holding our Port Harcourt refinery?
So that's what I'm saying.
And other refineries.
China did not become the tech hub of the world
it
today
means that it's doable.
By chance. They started from small. Somebody it was on this platform yesterday that somebody reminded us of how Chinese came into Nigeria. They came maybe just as laborers, as these, but with time they saw opportunities. They went back and developed ideas on how to lash on those opportunities. Now we see Nigerians, young Nigerians, who can sit down and build a refinery from nothing. Because I'm sure if you go to all these bunkers, I served in Rivers State. If you go to all these bunker sites, what do you see there? You don't see any technology. You don't see any sophisticated technology. Yeah. They do it as in it is out of creativity. They use their creative minds and get something that can refine crude oil. What does it tell the government? That we have brains that can help, if well utilized, to build our refineries. We have refineries that is already built that is not working. And we have such brains in Nigeria.
And yesterday we read the news about how that they are trying to revamp it and all of that. And
so they're not living in one side and all.
So instead of burning and bringing down all this, why not bring these guys into the fold and know how you can use their expertise?
Let's take, still on the crude issue, Dangote resumes U.S. crude purchase after 3 months punch. I would want us to sit on this for a bit. Now, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery has resumed purchasing crude oil from the United States after 3 months pause. Now, the refinery has bought 2 million barrels of WTI Midland crude from Chevron Co., scheduled for delivery next month. This development follows a brief period where the refinery focused on domestic supply through the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, as the NNPCL, under the Naira for Crude initiative. The return to U.S. imports may indicate challenges in the Naira for Crude initiative or inadequate domestic supply. Previously, Dangote Refinery received 1 or 2 super tankers of U.S. crude monthly alongside domestic supplies. However, imports reduced in August after the agreement with the federal government. The refinery aims to increase production and refining capacity. Dangote's group's vice president of oil and gas, Sir Edwin, emphasized the refinery's significance, stating that the company achieved what international oil companies like Shell, Chevron, ExxonMobil couldn't, building a refinery in Nigeria. The $20 billion project is the world's largest single-train refinery, demonstrating Nigeria's capacity. The refining began shipping refined products to West African countries on Tuesday, signaling potential disturbance in regional fuel markets. A chairman of the Senate Committee on Trade and Investment, Sadiq Umar, assured the refinery of a National Assembly support, recognizing it as a national asset. Now, the refinery, with a 650,000 capacity, started production in January, supplying diesel, aviation fuel, and premium motor spirits to local market and exporting to other countries. This story, I think I felt pained a bit when I saw this story, especially because we've been calling for the Nigerian government to reduce price of crude oil for Dangote so that it would affect the pricing of fuel in the market. So now, seeing that Dangote is now resuming importing crude now from US, what does that say about the pricing in the next few months? Because it was Ipman and other marketers that said we've agreed that we're going to be buying
From Dangote.
PMS from Dangote to reduce pricing, because Dangote is getting crude from our place, and the pricing is going to be a bit lower. But now Dangote is resuming getting fuel from outside, importing crude rather from the US. What does that say for us?
You know what this thing just buttresses the insincerity of this our government to us. Yesterday we took a news that where our projected daily production of crude oil was at, I think, 2.06 million barrels per day. How many barrels of crude oil does Dangote's refinery require in a day? I am very sure Nigeria is exploring far beyond that.
And that production is taking a chunk of our 2025 budget.
Now, so what am I saying? NNPC cannot supply Dangote what as in the raw material he required to produce, but NNPC have in essence to sell.
Do you understand?
To enter into agreement with Russia, with India for long-term crude oil supply. Are we not jokers?
Or who is not saying what? That's
Who
also
is-
another
who do us
who is not
this?
saying what?
I think it was Sam that just said, as in, even though I'm not excited about traveling out of this country, but this country is tiring.
It's tired. Remember when Sadat said this thing, that the moment NNPC removed their hand as a sole supplier, as dealing with Dangote, this issue was going to come up, and it's already happening.
It's already here. So why can't NNPC
Do you know, this thing just feels like them just raising the hopes of Nigerians and then
crashing
crashing
it
it on the
in a-
floor.
The thing is,
in a
I never
second?
had any hope on this whole thing right from the one when they said 1st October. When 1st October passed, I knew that it was all going to be something else, because starting with the fact that Dangote is a businessman, I knew that I was not going to have hope on
KB
it.
is not about Dangote being a businessman.
No, wait, let me, I know where I'm coming from
Okay.
now. He is a businessman, so
Yes.
I knew of the pricing and all. Now, coming to this part, when they say Naira for crude is going to last for 6 months, I knew quite well it's not going to last for 6 months. It's just Nigerians and these top officials coming out to say, okay, this is what they are going to do. Now, coming of importation, I remember when we were still talking about the price of crude oil, that the prices might be too high. Do you know the price? The price might be too high. That's why Dangote is actually having issues with it. And that is the same thing that is still happening here.
Kebby, please, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
morning.
Mr. Robert. Is that you?
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I guessed your voice today.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr.
morning.
Robert.
Sorry, I have a small question I want to ask. I want to give government. You see, during this bandits, who is sponsor those bandits? Yes, that is the question. Because if you were there, you want to do something, engage somebody, you come meet me. If you not give me money, I cannot stay hunger, go and do that work for you.
Yes.
I cannot. Even the site work where they do, if I want to start the work, if I not collect advance,
I know
I
we
will not
start.
start it.
Yes.
So there is some people
You mobilize me.
inside the government doing this thing. You understand? There is some people. How bandits go comot, go kidnap small children for school? Wetin dem know? Who will sponsor those people, give them money to go and kidnap those people? That is the question wey government go ask themselves and deal with those people wey dey support those people before the security of Nigeria. They go see a little work to do against those people. If they no fight for those people wey dey sponsor those bandits, my brothers, till 100 years we go still dey cry for bandits.
then the bandits they increase day by day. This Zamfara yesterday or the day before yesterday, I saw online say they go attack army checkpoint and kill people, injure some people, kidnap some people and go. Is it good news? Then Nigeria government hearing this thing. It's not last month or last upper month where KB State or UMSF, the governor, because of say they post his wife a birthday when they spend money, governor tell police they go attract the person who post the video. Why not attract those people where they carry money, go give before they release people where they kidnap? You see, you got some things like that. If say na thief now, you go think Nigeria government do sharp get to that person, but during kidnap, they don't get power for that. Why? So they know what they are doing inside the government.
Thank you, Mr. Robert.
They know what they are doing because this is now. There's no any country. Sorry to say, there's no any country where kidnapping they happen like this. If you know any country where kidnapping they happen like this, apart from Nigeria, man, help me tell me, I will know that country again. Yes. Every day killing, every day kidnapping, every day killing. We know that the whole world, day by day, people they die. We know during sickness, all those things.
But not like this.
It's not like this. It's not. Why? The government they are aware. Sorry to say it. Government they are aware. Government needs to fight those people where they under them. They sponsor those people. Those weapons where they talk about. Who they sponsor? Who they bring the weapon?
How do they bring it into Nigeria?
Exactly. So government needs to have those questions for themselves before going through the security to fight against corruption. Corruption is government is doing. Sorry to say it to Abel, because I don't see that some people don't attack me for social say they want to deport me because of I talk Nigeria matter.
No, we have to talk. We have to say our mind.
Yes, they say it for my social media. Say, oh boy, you need to be deported. Yeah.
So sorry,
so
Mr.
sorry.
Roberts, on that one, but I think I also understand where you're coming from. You know, when because he asked the question, he said, "Make una mention which other country
yes.
with kidnappings
They happen
highlight
like this.
insecurity every other day on the news. They hear killings, and if you sit down and think about it, we don't say killings they happen. In fact, for USF, sometimes we go hear say person enter school go shoot. Do you understand? We hear things like that, you know, but. If you think about it, you know, truly, you will say the amount of killings, kidnappings, insecurity that we've been seeing or recording in this country, I mean, is nothing compared to, you know, the things that are happening in other countries. But again, let's still come back to, you know, Dangote resuming, you know, U.S. crude purchase. And, you know, I just really think that this is not a good development, especially because of how much it's going to affect price. And I feel like in the next 2, 3, 4 months, we're going to see increase in fuel price again.
No, that is where I'm going.
We're going to see increase because with this now, that means that Dangote is now having to, you know, spend more in importation too.
Why do I feel?
And that money they are going to add it to the pricing.
Why do I feel that this is even a game between the federal government and Dangote?
That's always been a game.
You know, because if we were all happy naira for crude, so we were expecting the price to go down. Now Dangote is coming out to tell us that he is importing.
He's resuming U.S.
He's resuming
U.S.
a purchase. Does it mean the NNPC is not exploring enough crude to supply him?
And that's what they are saying. That it might mean inadequate domestic supply.
Inadequate domestic supply.
From where to where?
From as in. Oh God, that means so they are not just trying to justify. Don't be surprised because somebody said before Christmas. Don't be surprised. Price of petrol might hit 1.5.
Exactly.
So when it increases, they will refer you. Remember we resumed importation.
Part of the things that Ipman Secretary said, when they were still having back and forth with buying directly from Dangote,
Dangote.
was that when they start buying directly from Dangote, it's going to impact
On the
price
prices
and
and
reduce it.
Everybody were expecting
Do you
that.
understand? And when they now even started buying from Dangote, we saw the reduction now.
Yes.
It was 15 naira
15 naira,
or
yes.
thereabout, and we were complaining about that. And part of the things that we're saying is that can the Nigerian government, subsidize crude price
For
for
Dangote.
Dangote so that it would impact since Ipman and other marketers have decided, okay, we're no longer importing. Didn't we read that on news? We're no longer importing.
We are buying from
going to be
Dangote.
buying from Dangote refinery. We're going to be
Now-
buying
now
from
it's
our
Dangote that
own.
is now importing.
Now, the Dangote that is supposed to be buying from the Nigerian soil, producing here, and helping us with the reduction of fuel pricing and all of that, is now importing from the US. So it makes that if Dangote is going to start importing from the US after 3 months, just like this news is saying, it's going to impact
It's going to impact on the prices,
on
yes.
the price of fuel. So what are we now saying? What is the reduction of fuel price that we have been crying for?
Mr. Sele, I want to ask you one question. Please, where is Minister of Petroleum?
The last time I checked, I think he
He went to
and the truth is he's very busy. Maybe after this one
Minister
now
of Petroleum is not saying anything.
he's busy now. He
went to attend one.
he
You
went
should
to
drop,
attend.
no, you should drop that first role and come and answer as the Minister of Petroleum. Answer what is happening.
This is not funny.
It's-
This is a festive period we're entering, that on a normal day
See.
when they did not do anything, prices increase.
See, if
2025, is that how we're going to start?
in a country where we have, as in where our economy depends so much on crude oil, it sounds like a joke for a president to be the minister of petrol. Because I expect in issues like this, president firing the minister of petrol and putting somebody to do the needful.
Please, the president should fire himself as Minister of Petrol, because since when this issue has been going up and down, he has not said anything.
As the minister of
He
petrol.
has been quiet. He has not even said, okay, NMPC do like this or do like that. He just kept quiet, mute, like we don't have minister. It's only
Kevin. Sorry, let's take this call. Oh, sorry, we lost that one. You can go ahead.
I don't know. See, I'm not trying to undermine the capacity of the president. But what does the president know about petroleum, for crying out loud?
Please hold your thoughts. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning to you.
Good
Good
morning.
morning,
What's
sir.
your name? Where are you
Good
calling
morning.
from?
This is my first time of calling. the
Oh,
station.
fantastic. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Right, my name is Saminu Dauda, calling from Life Camp.
Mr. Aminu Dauda from Life Camp. Please go ahead.
To me, Saminu.
Saminu.
Saminu Dauda. Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you. Please go
I've been
ahead.
listening to pictures, and one of your regular callers has spoken well, and other callers. So I decided to make my own little contribution.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
On the issue of insecurity. To be honest to you, my own view, if I may borrow a leaf, a saying from the late General Abacha, if there is any insurgency that lasts more than 48 hours, government hand is there.
A hand in it.
Look at the bandit or new group coming into Nigeria. Such people do not come in through the borders. We have thousands and thousands of illegal votes into this country. And then we have enemies within and enemies outside this country. Who are the enemies outside this country? Me and you know them. We have enemies that are looking.
Oh, so sorry. We lost you, Mr. Samino, on that one. Maybe you could try to call back before we finish up the conversation. So the number is 0808 704 1217. 0808 704 1217. That's our call line. I think we have another caller. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, are you there?
Hello.
Okay, I think we lost that one on that one. Please try to call back 0808-704-1217 or on WhatsApp 0901-615-0614. Let's just round off with this conversation on Dangote getting crude from US and then move on to the next conversation, Mr. Sele, please.
Yeah, so just like what we said, it's just I'm looking at it from the angle of this being a game. As in, so that when they finally put back the price of petrol where they want it to be, if you call on Dangote will remind you that I've started importing,
and I'm paying money.
And I'm paying. Of course, when he imports, you don't expect him to sell as when he was buying in Nigeria
exactly.
With naira. But it still questions our government, the sincerity and the concern of our government. How concerned are they about what we are passing through?
The impact that this will have on the common man.
The impact that this already has on common man.
Have you seen prices of everything?
I was telling you of a friend that as in waking up every day and
like
praying to God as I'm going out, please, what they will eat. We woke up without anything to eat for breakfast. I'm going out this morning. I'm not sure of what they will eat. God, please. That is the story of many Nigerian men.
That's what. As well, let's move over to Blueprint. Okay, but before that, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost that one right there. FCT police investigate extortion of motorists by traffic officers in Kubwa. That's on Blueprint. The FCT Police Command has launched an investigation into allegations of extortion by traffic officers in Kubwa, a suburb of the Federal Capital Territory. Now, this comes after reports surfaced on social media claiming that police officers extorted a motorist who broke traffic laws in the Kubwa area on Saturday, 16th November. Now, according to Police Public Relations Officer SP Josephine Ade, the command has swiftly identified and invited the officers in question for questioning. Now, the investigation aims to uncover the facts of the case, and the command urges the complainant to come forward with further evidence to support her claims. The FCT Police Command reaffirms its commitment to upholding professionalism, accountability within its rank. Now, to achieve this, the command encourages the public to report any instances of police misconduct via the Public Complaints Bureau or the Complaint Response Unit. Kebi, you see, say this matter now, where they report and sharing on social media. It was the other day, Mr. Sele, you were not here that day.
Okay.
That the was it the DSP? Kebi, I don't know if you remember that news, came out to say that people should stop reporting police misconduct on social media. I remember a lot of people calling. In fact, there was a caller who came in to share his ordeal with a police officer, how he now afterwards became an army person. You understand? And this is what we see every other time. It was also that day that we talked about how we don't understand the phrase "police is your friend." Do you understand? Because now we're looking at extortion. If we're talking about extortion by the police in this country, I mean, Kubwa is just a tiny, piece of the puzzle.
But when did police extorting? Or okay, sorry, it's not extortion. When did police taking money from people become an offense? When did it become a normal thing now? Police. It is strange to me.
I've seen it as a normal thing.
It is strange to me that police is investigating extortion. No, if it is maybe a foreign, maybe international criminal court of justice that came and say no, let's investigate, I will say, oh, they don't know say that Nigeria. But this is Nigerian police investigating extortion.
I think the highlight of this is maybe because it is surfaced on social media,
and that is
and you know how Nigerians can drag things. That's also why somebody said the other day that it's not going to be possible to not report police misconduct on social media because that's the evidence that the common man has.
My dear,
because reporting to them sometimes
because if under the carpet. I don't know, maybe I need the police. I think we should throw it open as an invitation to the police to come and enlighten the public. The 100 naira to 200 naira they collect on a daily basis on every checkpoint. Is it extortion or is it part of the is it tax or what?
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Olu. I'm calling from Buhari.
Mr. Oluwa from Buhari, please go ahead.
Thank you. Talking about the police extortion, it's a long chain of crime by the authorities, the government, then it ends up with the policeman on the road. I mean, someone is working, he has to lobby to get his uniform. Some of them even buy to sew. Check out their shoes, you see the soles worn out. Then you put someone who's going to be on duty under the sun for about 8 hours at least. No any means of him getting water or any relief. Maybe at times 2, 3. Then you put them there, no any training for them. Once you have put them, employ them, give them that uniform. That's all. Don't bother about their welfare again. If he gets sick, he has to go pay from pocket for treatment. He has family issues. Then the salaries are delayed again. 3 months, 6 months for their pay. And you think they're surviving? Are they living in different economy? No, they're living in the same economy. We are same market we shop from. Now, the ones you look at them, if they are to stop a car, an offender on the road, how do they get that car to their office? So that they get to drive it, either arguing with the driver, then they get it down. Do they have training vehicles? No. And even where you see it, it's an outdated one. That you have to put one rubber tire between the iron and the chain and tie up the car. And then where is the police yard where they store found vehicles? They don't have. So when you put these people through this strenuous, then they also have to fight and struggle accommodation with us, which I'm sure many of them don't get any housing allowance. So the policeman goes to face somebody that might likely stab him or shoot him on the road from morning to night, can't go home, can't sleep because his friend or his family have not for 1 way or the where else do you want him to go? That's where he goes to work. And that is the only place where I can say, okay, let me find a way out and create my own way out. Because if he were to go elsewhere to work, now send him out to go and investigate. The same thing. If the person is going to investigate, he's going to pay more money to look to the other side. He will do the same. How many of them are on the street? Do you see with a walkie-talkie that can communicate to the next? Do you see patrol police? No. They park somewhere and they block the road. They can't communicate with each other when on duty. They can't communicate with the office when on duty except they use their cell phone. And that is their money. The government is not giving them money for airtime. So, and then, normal police are not supposed to be carrying AK-47. Our normal police are supposed to be carrying pistols, shotguns, pistols. Let me see. But they are going about with AK-47, which in Russia, where they manufacture it, the police don't go up, but they carry the button. And this tag goes. That's what they go. They don't go about with AK-47. AK-47s only come out with either riot police or in a state where you are exchanging every fire with criminals. So when you keep on dismissing over 200, 300 senior officers, because you want to make a junior officer IG, this is what will keep happening. And same thing in the military. That's how we have the security. Military officers that spend millions to train each person. We spend roughly about $1 million plus, almost 10 million to train a senior major. And then you come because you want to bring a far junior officer to become chief of army staff, you ask the rest to compulsory retire. Where did you compulsory retire in the army constitution? I mean the army booklet. It's not there. It's not in the Nigerian constitution. But it's because you are the head of state. You just give that order that you go on compulsory retirement. Now all their training, all their experience are all gone. All those that went to ECOMOG, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Congo, their experiences have been wasted because somebody said they should compulsory retire. Then you bring officers that just came out from the school who never went to such mission keeping. I mean, if we have officers that went to Liberia to handle Boko Haram, was very easy for them. But most of them were asked to compulsory retire a long time ago.
Please round up, sir.
When your person is in power and you keep quiet, he or she perpetrates illiterate actions, and you keep quiet and say, hey, Mr. Man, this thing is not correct, it's not good, don't do it. The next person comes, he or she will either do the same or worse. So it's high time we start putting our leaders in check.
Yes, so.
When they are doing something, speak out. I'm not, the man on the road that collecting money is wrong, but his boss is put him there. And even if he tell you what it took him to get to that checkpoint, you will not believe that he has to lobby to be posted to a checkpoint or something like that.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate this call. Mr. Sele.
You know, as it, but my concern, Victory. Okay, now these are beautiful expositions. These are facts that are being thrown to the public. Will the government hear? If they hear, will they do the needful? Look at what he said. And I keep asking myself, because I know the army, you don't just rise from one rank to the other. You follow the process.
Procedure.
But because you want to appoint Mr. Labaja as something, you now have to retire everybody ahead of him. When they retire, where do they go to? You trained me to carry the gun. You trained me to fight. And you tell me, so what do I do with my life? Should I go and die?
Let's see if we can take one more call before we round up. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. John.
Mr. John calling you from Mutaku.
And they try to remember people's voices. Mr. John, good morning. Go ahead, please. Please be quick about it.
Okay, we are back again. They are charging someone for corruption. And we have our third person in the country. Minister, close off the mic. Yeah, my sister. See, if we want to do this, if we want this country to move to the permanent side, we should drop our differences and come together. Christian, Muslim, traditional rulers, we should just come together because to face these people. Now, where is going up, coming down? I see it's a bad beach. You understand me? And we have what are they calling it? Petroleum minister. Who is the petroleum minister?
Your president.
You understand me? Who is the highest landlord in Lagos?
I don't know.
Lagos. You understand me? Half of Lagos. Very soon, half of Abuja. We are just dancing. Because if you watch, okay, we are complaining about insecurity. What is this person doing in his place here? Can't you make him the chief of army staff? This deputy of what are they calling it? Abacha.
Okay.
Al-Mustafa.
Mustafa, okay.
Yes. You understand me? Can't you make him the chief of army staff? Just selfish interest. I see, I've been saying it, but if 10 people in this country, we can capture 10 people. The money they steal from this country, we receive it. There is no need of night. Each person every month can be receiving 200,000. You are working or not.
Please round up, Mr. John. Our time is almost up.
You understand me? So the way they do this, from if the head is corrupt, there is nothing. Your head is already corrupt. So anything we are just dancing. So may God help us.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Mr. John. Mrs. Ele and Kevi, I think we have to get our last takes before. I told you that this conversation this morning is going to be hot.
Can't we borrow some time? Because
Yeah, you want me to come and use the ball and chase us out of here. I mean.
well, on a serious note, there were a lot of things I would have loved to talk about,
Yeah.
but for the sake of time, we just need to. I think are we supposed to pray, or what? Because it is obvious. The more you complain, I think the more you look, the less you see. The more we are complaining, the worse it is getting by the day.
Remember,
Sad,
Mr.
so
Sele, I said
sad.
this thing the day the president came out to give his speech of some certain things that he is doing. Ever since that time, those things increased. It became worse.
I think I don't know, and I think it is just like what one caller said. It is about all of us. Until we see this as our own problem,
Yeah.
it will keep being there. I think Nigeria need to rise, just like what the other guy advised. Nigeria, this nation is our nation. The percentage of people in power is very, very minute. So we need to rise as a nation, as citizens, and do the needful.
Thank you, Mr. Sele. Kebi.
You know, I just remembered something. I just remembered that even the Most High has put things according to patterns, and those things follow it. Even if we say we want to pray, there are some certain things that we need to put in.
Exactly, your part as a human.
Yes, before you can say, okay, yes, my prayer will be heard, because those things are meant to happen. So if Nigeria, we can actually go back again and look at what mistake, look at where we can fix it. We're one giant of Africa. If we can fix it again, you see, we'll grow better.
Thank you so much, Kevi. Thank you so much, Mr. Celestine. Thank you, Kevi, for your fantastic insights and perspective on the program this morning. And that brings us to the end of today's Bright Republic on Bright FM 98.7. Shout out to our callers. Mr. Dennis from Suleja was our first caller today. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Mr. Abdallah from Bury, thank you for always calling. Mr. Bright. Mr. Bright changed and for us this morning, but thank you so much for always calling. Mr. Sam Oluyemi from Nasarawa, thank you. Second time caller, Mr. Robert. Mr. Saminu Dauda, thank you so much. Mr. Oluwa from Bury, we appreciate you for calling. Chief Onovo from Kubwa, always on WhatsApp. Thank you for finding time. Yinka also on WhatsApp. And then our last caller for this morning, Mr. John from Otako. Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate your contribution. Thank you also to the listener at home. We appreciate you for always finding time to listen to our program and being part of the conversation. Your voices and opinions make this show what it is. Please do not touch your radio, because OB of Sports will be taking over next to give you all the latest on the world of sports. It's sad to leave you, but I have to. I'll see you tomorrow.